that the greatest intro you've ever seen? Or is that the greatest intro you've ever seen? Hello and welcome to my Steam Safari. Today we'll be looking at Papers, Please, which is something like a puzzle game released in August 2013 for Windows, Linux, and OS X. Papers, Please has an interesting gameplay style, wherein you must examine immigrants and civilians alike, check their documents, and ultimately decide their fate before moving on to the next applicant in line. Put simply, I've never seen a game quite like this one, except maybe Cart Life, which I might look at in a later review. Before we really get into it, I'd like to say that Papers, Please is quite storyline and premise driven, so for the sake of people who might want to avoid any spoilers at all, I'll preface this review by saying that this game is excellent, 10 out of 10, 5 stars and 2 thumbs up. I think if people don't play this game, they're missing out on a great piece of what gaming has to offer in a narrative sense, and for my money it's up there with Journey and Heavy Rain. With all that said, let's begin. In Papers, Please, you work as an immigration officer at a border checkpoint, deciding who to allow into and exclude from the fictitious country of Arstotzka. At your disposal are a variety of tools to use when checking applicants, including a full body scanner, the ability to call guards, and most importantly, the rulebook for entry, which can change depending on the day. Breaking the rules results in a citation from the government and a penalty to your pay. The main gameplay loop consists of calling for the next entrant, looking carefully over their papers, highlighting any discrepancies like expiration date, the wrong gender on the passport, missing travel permits, and things like that, and ultimately stamping accepted or denied. The player has a limited time to process these applicants, and at the end of each day, every applicant you processed correctly, whether denied or accepted, is worth $5 towards your paycheck. A budget planner appears, which allows the player to spend their salary on rent, food, heat, medicine, and other expenses for the character and their family. Moral choices are prevalent in this game. For example, will you allow in a pleading immigrant whose papers are not correct, or will you deny them so that your pay doesn't get docked? These choices, as well as more difficult political ones which I won't spoil, make up a significant part of the story mode, and a big reason of why I like this game. It's easy to get wrapped up in the game world and the story. The act of stamping documents is very satisfying. It's a nice mechanical thud sound. Papers, Please is an exercise in discipline, attention to detail, and decision making. It has a great storyline, which I think is worth your time and money spent playing it, and has my favourite intro music of any game. The overall sound design is excellent, with hostile sounding PA calls and lo-fi speech. It makes it very clear that this isn't exactly an open borders situation. In general, what I like about this game are the storyline, the music, the sound design, and the immersion present in the narrative. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I think you will too. In my opinion, there is nothing in particular to dislike about this game, with the possible exception of repetitive gameplay. That said, I think the repetitive gameplay serves the premise perfectly, and it increases immersion. Papers, Please is available on Steam, GOG.com, the Humble Bundle store, and direct from the game's website papersplea.se. The price is $10 Australian, and it's more than worth it. Thank you for watching, and glory to Arstotzka.